Good morning. Welcome to the Java Cafe, Java fam.
I'm sitting up here, got caught up in the music and forgot I had to say good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Today is Monday, September 30th, 2024. And first, let me say to all the entrepreneurs and business owners, today is the last day of the third quarter. We're going into the fourth quarter. And I'm going to be transparent. 22 and 23, 21, 22 and 23's fourth quarters for me were brutal. Literally a couple of years there, had no income, had to reach out, get some help from Beckma, a couple of other folks and to hold me over. And so I named that because this year, thanks to the Davis system, we planned some things. And so fourth quarter is going to be all right. And so to all the entrepreneurs, kill it in this last quarter of the year. All the business owners, just wanted to encourage you. Listen, I know some of you may not pay full attention to the flyer, but the Miss Karyn White, yes, this flyer says 10 a.m. That is the show flyer. However, if you saw the other flyer, she's scheduled to come in at 10:15. And so we've talked with her team. Tech is good. And so she's coming on. And if you don't know, she will be at City Wintery this Wednesday night. And so she's coming on to talk about that. I have to pause for a minute and thank a longtime friend from high school, my good friend and brother, Marv Neal, who is the curator, founder, owner, manager, funder of Urban Heat Radio. Yes, another platform. I mean, he's like a full-fledged radio. But he reached out and said, hey, do you know who Karyn White is? And I was like, the singer? And he was like, yeah. He was like, you want to interview her? I was like, yeah. And so it happened. And so I have to shout out Karyn's team, Derek, for making this happen. We are going to give away a ticket or 2 tickets. The person will win and there'll be a +1. And so I'm in my head right now trying to figure out how we're going to give those tickets away. But let's go into the Java Cafe and see who is in. I will start with Instagram. Soraya is over on there. Zach, who is one of the baddest bassists in the country. Xavier is on over on Instagram as well. And let's go in the Java Cafe here and see who is in the room. Sister Debbie, good morning to you. Michelle D. Smith, good morning to you. AJ, Anthony Davis Jr. and Aaron, good morning to you too. Good to see both of you in. I was joking. I don't know if it was with the team or someone else, but yeah, it was them because Aaron had something to say. First of all, let me tell y'all, I wish I recorded the pre-convo because when I got on screen, Karyn's manager was like, oh, I thought you was like a silver veteran old head. He was like, you're young. I was like, thank you very much. Can we record this? But all of that to say that I know some of the younger folks, I put a post up on Boston While Black and said, you know, you got to be about over 35 to really appreciate what we're doing today and who we have in the room, especially in a time where, you know, we talk about it often. Black women hold it down. Black women just do it. And this was, and I really wish I could play the song. I might play it at the end and not care what copyright and Facebook and stuff says, but I might play some of it at the end. But that song, Superwoman, that was y'all's anthem. So let's do a little survey. I know that some people are expecting some commentary in reference to unfortunate events of this weekend and things like that. But I'm choosing to hold the space right now and not bring our guest into that because y'all know that energy gets very interesting. I will say this. It is imperative that we pay attention, give credit for improvement, but still hold people accountable for what they should be doing, community engagement. So I'll save that for another time. So in one of the posts, I forgot where I put it. I think it was on Twitter. I said that Java with Jimmy during the day right now can possibly turn to an after dark very easily. And you know, after dark is our little, you know, instead of coffee in the morning, we might have an espresso martini. So, you know, yeah. So let's go in the Uncle Thaddeus. Y'all see he threw me off. Naraki said, still the anthem. It still is, because y'all be holding it down. Who else is in the room? I see Aaron, Uncle Thaddeus, Sister Soraya, Pastor Marion. Good morning to you. Paula, good morning. Good to see you in the room as well. Michelle D. Smith says, my brother James, I received that wish for a fourth quarter DBA Mission Possible collaborative. Absolutely. Miss Teresa is in the room. Good morning. Good to see you in the room. Milagro, good morning to you. Good to see you in the room as well. Mama Java, of course, good to see you in the room. Asia, good morning to you. Good to see you. I think I saw Sharon Cornelius. I'm not sure. Tashad, good morning to you. Good to see you in the room. I think I got everybody, additional folks, Walter and others over on Instagram. So to be sitting here, you have to be a charter member of the Java Cafe to understand this comment. So I see a whole bunch of new names in here. So let me keep it real with y'all. Karyn is coming in at 10:15 or so, a few minutes. So for those of you like, where's she at? She'll be here in a few minutes. But this particular comment right here, back in 2020, if you remember, right before 2020, there were a couple of churches who were subject to some folks walking in and saying, hey, you have this big church, you're collecting all this money, and we want some of the money to hit the community. So they all but Robin Hood or whatever robbed the church. Pastor John Marshall here, Pastor Pistol, came on the show. Now, Pastor, don't get me to lying. You came on the show and was sitting either next to a table or something, and didn't you had your Bible, but did you actually put your pistol? So anyway, for those of you that have been around, that's what that comment's about. So I appreciate the brother being in the room, the good pastor today. Spencer, good to see you in the room. Tessel Collins, we got some folks in here in communications and filmmaking and production. Good to see all of you in the room today. Please do me a favor and hit that share button and invite others to be a part of the Java Cafe this morning. Invite them to follow. Tasha, I think I said good morning to you. There she is. Sharon Cornelius. Good morning. Good to see you in the room. Teresa said Jimmy's on a first name basis now. Karyn is Miss White is coming in just a few minutes, and so we're looking forward to that. I really wish I could play the song. What I need to do is get the lyrics up and have them ready and ask her to expound upon those lyrics. And so do me a favor. Women, put one word in the comments that describes your super. Oh my goodness. All right. She just came. All right. This is going to be interesting. And please understand and believe my sexuality is my sexuality. But when I tell you I can appreciate a beautiful woman, and she just popped on the screen, and Jesus. Okay, so we're going to go. Y'all know I'm not going to be in the comments because y'all will throw me off, especially some of y'all grown uncles and men. And so we're getting ready to bring in the Miss Karyn White. Okay. Miss White.
What's up, Jimmy? I'm like, give me the information. Jimmy, sexuality is all I'll ever need. I heard that. I'm giving you a little
Listen, let's keep it 100, Miss White. First of all, it is an honor and a pleasure to be able to welcome you into the Java Cafe. I've had some, mayors and congresswomen. I'm sure you're familiar with Ayanna Pressley and folks like that. I've had a lot of folks in the room of celebrity status, but ma'am, you are the one. I think the first of this type of recording artist and just who you are. And so thank you for being with us today. I know you're getting ready. You're in the middle of a tour and whatnot. And so let me back up a little bit, officially say good morning and allow you a couple of minutes to greet the audience as well. Thanks for greeting me. But
yes,
you can greet the audience.
I can greet your beautiful audience, which I'm hearing you talk to. It seems like you guys have a great little thing going on here. So hello, Jimmy's audience, Java Coffee, right? Thank you guys for coming to hang out with us this morning. And it's going to be fun. I could tell I already love your energy. You got beautiful energy.
Thank you. And it's interesting because now talking with you, I had referenced that Karyn's coming in at 10:15, but just the energy that you're exuding, if you don't mind, with all due respect, it's going to be Miss White in this conversation.
Wonderful. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. And so let me ask you, first of all, how are you doing? I do this with the mayor and everyone. They legislate and they do things. And I understand some of the rigor of being on tour. I understand living out of a suitcase. I understand call times and flights and things like that.
Yes.
You, as with all due respect, Miss White, as Karyn the human, how are you doing?
You know what? Let me tell you, Jimmy, gratitude is my attitude. I am so thankful. I mean, I get to do this. So it doesn't even matter because I could be doing something that I hate because let me tell you, I left the business, you guys, for 18 years. And so I was doing real estate. I was a real estate investor. So I don't like doing that accounting. You have to line up all the expenses and it's just a lot when you have your own, business. So I'm like, whoo, I'm glad to be singing. I'm like, it doesn't take any effort. Of course, the singing, but I mean, entertainment is what I do. And it doesn't feel like a job. So I'm thankful to God. I'm thankful for you guys, for the audience, for, making that happen.
Absolutely. Let me ask you, what, at what age did you realize, or your parents, when did you know, or they know, presumably maybe when you were a child, when you had this gift to move others through melodies? When did you realize that?
Wow. Okay. Well, I started very young. And I would say I knew I had the gift in church. So my mother and my grandmother, my grandmother was about a holiness church. She had a little church, and it was, when I say it was little, but we used to go there to support her. We went to another church, but of course, we had to go. So, I used to sing and they would pass out and, and praise the Lord. And so, I just, of course, the attention, loving, the fact that you could move people to that kind of emotion. So it started in church. And then from there, I was like a promoter. It didn't have to be me being the entertainer. I just love the arts, and I'm still like that. I love to promote. It's not just selfish. I'm not about just me. So I remember putting together groups, and then my sister was a dancer, and so in elementary, I would say, I want to, we want to do the PTA. We want to do a dance number, or, or sing for Martin Luther King Day, anything like that. I was just very popular too, very popular, and a track star too at the same time. So I just, so I've always loved it. Grew up in Los Angeles, which was just sunshine every day. So, you had that to help you feel great, and, we didn't have to deal with the bad weather and stuff like that. So anyway, I loved it, wanted to do it all my life. And I'm just, very blessed to be one of the 1% that actually, did it on the level And I don't want to, because I can keep going. So we'll just answer that question.
Listen, this is your show. We can go I told your
Oh.
manager, I said, yes, here's a couple of things that I'm thinking. However, I move off of the energy of my guests and their answers.
Oh, okay, then.
We could,
Okay.
we can
But
go.
let me shout out to the great Switch. So the group, Motown's group Switch. I was in a band at 16 years old. That was my first professional where I really learned how to be an artist, kind of in training. I was one of the vocalists. We had a band, and it was called Legacy. And Jody Sims, the drummer from Switch, and so he was our manager, and we would go into the studio with them and get to see the incredible Bobby DeBarge and all of them in their magic doing vocals. And so we'd have to learn, stuff by Manhattan Transfer, harmonies, and Minnie Riperton, and just funk. And so they just really, really shaped a big part of my career, having that experience at 16 years old.
I have to, just what you said about you being a promoter and it didn't have to be you. The fact that you paused and went back and gave homage to those back at 16 really speaks to your character about sort of sharing the light.
Yes.
Why is that important to you?
Yeah, that's so, and I just can't help it. I'm a sucker for talent. Like it's so hard for me to, when somebody's amazing, like I have to, even now, it's like people will meet me. I'm like, okay, well, what are you doing? I'll be doing an interview, but then I'll start asking them, and I'm like, well, I think my partner Derek Muhammad is a film producer. I just love it. I love to share, and I'm just thankful that I have that heart that God gave me, the heart to give. Because I was on an interview earlier talking about how selfish artists can be, and I'm not putting them down, but it's just the makeup, you're around everybody that treats you a certain way, and you just kind of get used to being the center of everything, and you kind of forget to be a great listener, a great friend, a great motivator. So me stepping away for 18 years, I love that I regained myself and better. I grew, because I probably would have been just, that's all I knew. Like, how do you get mad at somebody if that's all they know? From I've been, like I said, I've been in the business professionally 16. So I'm so glad. I was like, man, it was tough. It was tough being away.
If I can ask you, because I'm sure, your team did a little review of the platform, and, we moved in the mental health space. We're going to get to Superwoman, but let me ask, when I talked about the rigor, you talked about being in the business and sometimes the center of attention and everything that comes with that. Miss White, from a mental health standpoint, what is it that you may share with other artists? I'm associated with a group called Covered by Music, and they are intentional about training the next generation of musicians, rather than, we know sometimes in this industry, psychopharmacology, we'll frame it like that. Drugs tend to be an issue, and they're working with them to journal, to put that pain that they're trying to suppress, in a song or get it out in the studio. That's an aspect. But from a mental health perspective, what advice would you give to up and coming artists about not losing themselves and setting themselves up in a manner where they may not need to step away, but they can be healthy and while healing and helping others heal through music? Long question, but again, I know you got it.
Yeah, but so true. So, wow, that's a lot. I really wish I would have stepping back and did some therapy at that time, because you got to understand, you go from nothing to something. And I know I did. I went from nothing to boom, to millions, to buying a house with no financial literacy, just not even understanding how to be a woman. And to me, the training, I needed a life coach. I just wish, but I know that they do that because they want to take the power from the artist. You can't be too smart, because then you'll know, don't pay nobody on the gross, pay them on the net. You know what I mean? When you start learning too much, you're like, why would I give you all that when I'm, I don't even make the gross. So there's just a lot of things that they, I understand why they do it, but it's so hurtful. Because and you know what? So for me, when you talk about, therapy, definitely. My spirituality was a big part of what kept me and what made me decide to step away, because especially when I was going through my divorce from the love of my life, Terry Lewis, I and my mother was dying at the same time. I just felt like a lot of things were dying, and it was like everything had been just go, 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 and then boom, and I was like, I didn't really know how to deal with disappointment because everything had been going so great, and nobody taught me how to do that. Like, what happens when it doesn't all come together, right? So for me, I just needed to. I knew that I wanted to. I was like, you need to sit your butt down and get it right, because that's when I had started to drink alcohol. I was drinking wine, a lot of wine, and that's how it starts. And then you just start going crazy. So I was like, nope. And I remember I used to listen to Joyce Myers all the time, and I heard her, and it was just, I felt like her story was a lot of me. And I was like, wow, am I that? So God has always just dealt with me. I was one of those kids where I was the popular girl. And so I remember having a slumber party at 12, and I started praying, and I'm supposed to be the cool girl. So we're all just, everybody's like, what the heck? I just started praising God. And so I've always had a relationship and been spiritual. And so I believe he pulled me out for a season. But yeah, I definitely would say you definitely, all the training, financial literacy, therapy, just Black, and not even only entertainers. Come on, because I think all Black people need it because of what we've gone through in our history. There's no way that we look at the divorce rate, we look at the crime rate, just look at our love and our disunity that we have for each other. So we all could use some therapy. And I don't know, I think the churches maybe have failed us because they can't really talk about those type of things, because they're getting a lot of money from 501c3.
501
Yeah,
c
501. You heard me. So they can only talk about, they can't talk about a lot of things. And I think it's so deep. So I applaud the group that you were telling me about. And I have a foundation that I started during COVID, and it's called, the Superwoman Foundation, Karyn White Foundation. And I want to definitely have my goal. I'm just praying that God will bless me to do it. I've been trying to do it every year since COVID, but we haven't done it a workshop to where we would have the therapy, have all the stuff I'm talking about, financial literacy, how to be a woman, how to cook, how to be healthy. I mean, it's so many facets of when you're off, like it shows up. It's so many areas, and now we have this social media to deal with. I was just telling Derek, I think I want to get into therapy because I was like, sometimes I don't want to even go on social media. It's like, it's a little too much for me. Because it's a spirit of competition. It makes you may not even be feeling like that, but it's about likes. So if you see, oh, she got likes, why didn't I get likes? They don't like my performance. They don't like my this. So you start second guessing, and it's like, I don't like that feeling. I feel like I'm in high school. Remember when we used to deal with, are they talking about me over there? I was like, I don't like that feeling. And I was like, I got to really understand how to navigate with everyone, with social media. And my daughter, and, we're financially, influenced to spend all this money. And it's like, we're not producers of anything. We buy consumers. So we got to work on so much. But, like you said, I'm glad we're talking about it.
Yes.
And that it's not an embarrassing thing at all. So it's really the wisdom, God's wisdom to, because you got to look at it. Something's not working. You know what I mean? And I'm seeing with my children, my I have, stepchildren as well as my daughter who just got married and everything. I'm like, you really have to guard your heart. It's like, woo. I was like, I can't imagine going through my, being famous and having IG right now. In my height. I don't know how.
Miss White, there's so much, like I gave you the question. You said there was a lot there. There's so much. And again, I feed off of your answers and energy. Mm-hmm. I'm really starting to realize, and one of the questions I wanted to ask was, you talk about the Superwoman Foundation. Mm-hmm. You were able to, and forgive me for not being well versed. I don't know if you wrote it, but you were able either to write, sing, perform, minister.
Yes.
That song Superwoman, just based on just what you shared with us from your life's journey up until that point. I two questions here. One, talk about the song, and then two, would you ever redo it based on your experience since and everything that you said now? And listen,
you better go ahead, Jimmy.
Would you ever
go ahead
redo
on and talk.
you know, because it there's a different timbre that would come out. There are different riffs that would come out. I asked the woman, and I'll shut up. I MC it at Grace by Nia here, and this woman got up and sang one day, and I said, "Where do you get your cadence from?" He said, "My trauma."
Woo! That's right.
Right. When I tell you, I literally almost passed out on the stage when she said that. And so, with all of that said, how do you respond to the statement that what I've observed today of you indeed, ma'am, are a superwoman?
And it's so crazy, huh? Because when I was, let's talk about it. Okay, so I was 22. I didn't write the song. Babyface, L.A. Reid, and Daryl Simmons, they wrote the amazing song, which I'm like, what the hell y'all know about that? But God ordained Mr. Babyface and Daryl Simmons and L.A. Reid for that time because they wrote a lot of classics. And I'm just so grateful that I was able to do probably, he says that's probably one of his most iconic songs that he's ever done. So I'm thankful to Babyface for that. But you got to think about it. What the hell did I know about being a superwoman at 22? This girl ain't, everything been going good for me. I wanted to be a star. I made it happen, you know? And so I really, when I sang the song, I said, well, you know, for me to believe this, because to me, you know, coming from a background of just gospel, period, you got to be truthful. I don't give a damn how good you sing. Can you feel it? You know what I mean? So I definitely said, we were singing the song and I didn't like how I was doing it. So I had to really substitute, like we do in acting, use my mother as my substitution. And I knew that she was every bit of a superwoman, just persevering, you know, through divorce and just being a great mother, just being all things to everybody. Everybody loved her in the whole neighborhood. So I used her. But today, look,
oh my God.
but
Sorry.
today, it's a whole nother, it is. I can't stick to that, you know, because it's my truth. And I really do feel like that song was meant for me. It was ahead of its time because I had to catch up to it. Because like I said, I didn't know that I was going to have to do the hard things that I've done and still standing and be here and root for women the way I do. I've always been in awe of women. That's one thing. I've never been a hater. And I think women are just amazing. Yes. Like I have girlfriends like, I'm going back to school, getting my degree and, you know, have 3 kids at home, come home and cook. I'm like, ooh, man, like y'all put me to shame. Like I'm singing about the song, but y'all are living it. So shout out to all the incredible women out there, all the incredible women. So yeah, I definitely will. I get my master's back this year and I definitely want to re-record it as a grown woman. My voice has changed vocally. You know, it's been 18 years. So it's like, you remember when Michael used to sing, you know, he was higher tune. For me, it's like growth. You know, there's so much growth. And I take voice lessons and opera and dance, and I'm just all acting. I want to be great at it all. And it's all been very helpful. So to me, just be a great entertainer. So it's going to be amazing performing. Like I said, you guys know that we'll be coming to Boston, the City Winery on Wednesday. And it's such a great place because it's so intimate. And I love when I can just see people and just connect. And it's going to be a great time. And we're going to just go through these memories of time. People say that they miss the 90s. Thank God, because that means, you know, like I was listening to Janet and all these artists, Tony Braxton from that era. We think it was an amazing classic era too. Some of the greatest songs came out of that era. And I'm very blessed to have the production team of Jam and Lewis, the greatest, and Jimmy and LA and Face have this catalog that I have, and a lot of stuff like is hidden gems with my music, because I was one of these artists that got caught up in like wanting me to be very pop instead of my soulfulness. It's like, okay, because I could do both, So I had my first manager was Larkin Arnold, who was the president of CBS Black Music, and he was the one who discovered Natalie, Sade, Luther, all of them. Michael, he was incredible. So once I didn't have him on the second album, Ritual of Love, I got with George Michael's manager. So that's when he wanted to make me the pop Madonna. You're the Black Madonna. So I kind of missed the mark, left a lot of these great songs on that Ritual of Love album. So I will be singing both, but most people go, "Oh my God, that was on that album. I didn't know." So it's just a lot of work. Yeah, that was on the first one. Yeah, we killed that. That's really my DNA because I love Prince. He's one of my favorite artists, performers, and I've also had the opportunity to meet with him, and he gave me flowers when Secret Rendezvous went number one. And I'm just I soak up the energy, and it's been great because I've soaked up, all that Minneapolis energy, Jimmy and Terry, and then also with Ellie and Babyface. And then, now doing my own projects. I have an album in a movie called Gale in the Storm, bringing back the funk. It's the music is funky. It's loosely based on my life. It's a film. It's going to be coming out soon, again on Amazon, and I think Tubi and some other platform. So you gotta check that out. But we'll play a little bit. We'll play a couple of things from that, from the when we hit the stage. And I'm just so happy to be back, you guys, and to be just a light, a vessel. Ask me any questions. I'm happy to talk to y'all because I've been through, I've had a very high life, lived in a 30,000 square foot home, fell back down and had to build myself up, and went through failed marriages. So I got a book. I'm talking to people about the Karyn White story. And I'm just excited to share with people because I don't want, as I tell my daughter, your mistakes, I want to at least make them count. All these mistakes I made, I want to share with you guys so you don't do the same thing. Because God has been good. God has been good to me. Preserve me.
Miss White, let me tell you that you talking to a backslidden preacher, Pentecostal, and grew up to, and we can easily slip into a whole different place here because he has been definitely good.
But look at you now, right?
Don't do no. You said you wind up flipping stuff. Because I'll be as red as my shirt, Jesus. But no, Miss White, there's so much that I talked about a redo of that song, and you referenced to the fact with not only a grown woman voice, but grown you've lived
experience,
and there and that we're looking. So you have basically a biopic sketch coming out.
We're actually meeting with some different people, so I don't have it like to where I know for sure, but we're talking about it. But yeah, and I've also had a story I've been kind of writing, during my journey. It's called Being Superwoman. And so that'll be coming out. I don't know when. God is in control of that book. But it's a trip because I don't know if there's been another artist. I know Tina Turner left, but I don't think it was for as long as I did. So 18 years is a long time in this business.
And in that vein, I want to honor a couple of people in the comments with the question about a re-release. Tessel Collins had asked, who's a big media guy up here. Are you going to release another project anytime soon?
Oh yeah. I'm just, it's like the beautiful part is that like you have your own family here.
Yes, ma'am.
This is what we have our own. What am I saying? My own tribe. So I'm definitely that's why I'm doing these city wineries, because I'm trying to build my following back up, connect with them, and then before I released it a little too soon. I had 2 other projects when I first came out, but I had to do the work of getting my fan base back, because when you've been gone, they out of sight, out of mind, even though they love the music. So I've been doing that, but that's the next step. I just want to be smart because I spent a lot of money doing that, and I was like, it wasn't as successful. So now that we know that I can go to radio and spend money, I'm like, I want to make sure that I'm smart about it this time. So getting back out here, letting everybody know Karyn White's here to stay. She ain't going nowhere. And come see me, and you'll understand, you know, it'll just make more sense when you're in front of me. So that's the best part about fans is like, you know, we can touch each other, feel each other, talk. And I every time I go, you know, I'm meeting everyone, and you know, just it's just a beautiful. It's for me too. It's healthy, you know, because it's like I stopped believing in me, so they're sharing their stories and they're healing me, just like letting me know how much my music has healed them. So they don't understand. I'm like, y'all don't even understand. I'm getting it from y'all too. You know, it's a two-way street. Mm-hmm.
Miss White, I say that all the time. People refer to. I started during COVID as well, and
Oh, okay.
it was we couldn't come together, and so we gathered here
Right.
every morning for a
I
meal,
love it.
every single
Yay.
day, and so I understand that. Um, I want to say to you, Miss White, that you said before that God's timing and everything.
Mm-hmm.
There's such, and I don't have a comparison, but what I see from you now,
Mm-hmm.
there's such a settledness and a surety and a confidence in who and where you are. And I know oftentimes those of us, I'm certainly not at the level that you are, but in these spaces, a lot of people don't know what goes on when the camera goes off or when you
Mm.
walk off of stage. And so I can appreciate the evolution of who you are, and your authenticity and your
Mm-hmm.
transparency is just you have the ability, Miss White, to develop a whole curriculum around superwomanness, or being, with the book and whatnot, the workshop and all that. So
Mm-hmm.
if Derek is there, Derek, if y'all do anything near the East Coast, we got a whole
Yeah.
there's more than a show, Miss White. We do a whole bunch of community
Oh,
work.
yeah, I love it. But one thing too, I'm like, I wish I don't want to just not include the men, because the black
Yeah,
men
you
really
got
we need, look, we need y'all in there with us, because we can't be we gotta, you know, have y'all, you know, it's two-way street. We, you know, we need each other. So I don't want to isolate. So I definitely will, you know, we'll figure that out. But I definitely am a woman. I can, and I'm sure a lot of women can relate to my life story and the things and that I've gone through. But it's you are so right about it all, and I'm just so happy that, like I said, I don't think I would have been this person, because I look at some footage and, you know, I was just, I don't know, I guess I was kind of out of, when I lived in Minneapolis, it was just a lot. And I felt like I had probably walked into a house that Janet Jackson built. So there was always a weirdness of like, you know, just, it felt just a little off, like it kind of wasn't necessarily fully my team. So, you know, it was just weird things
yep.
that were kind of happening that made me second guess myself. And it's when I moved to Minnesota, and I hate that, because I wish, like I said, the therapy and stuff like that, I wish I knew how to navigate through that, and be the wife and the mother and all those things. But I kind of lost my way a little bit, and wasn't necessarily fully living up to who I was. I felt like that was a huge change in my life. And so it, you know, like I said, so now having, you know, to, like I said, rebuild, and we call that in acting, take your power back. So that's really, that's what you feel. It's like I took my power back. I know who I am, and I'm not ashamed of my mistakes. I'm not ashamed of any of it, because I know that, like I said, that all things work together for good.
Um,
All the things. That means all those bad things, all those, you know, nights that I cried, and that, you know, all that confusion, and me, you know, not knowing how to, you know, like, I only have a high school education. I didn't go to college. I was one of those ones who knew this is what I wanted to do, songwriter, producer. Just made a lot of goofy mistakes, you know, as a woman, but not, you know, as much as some other women have. But just business things, if I could start over. But I was smart with definitely the kind of deal that I signed and things like that. I had you know, so I'm getting my masters back. I own them, you know, all that. That business isn't mine. It's just the, like I said, the spiritual part
yes.
you know, because it's like when you get on social media, you can't look to the left or to the right. It's just about you. You know what I mean? And there's like I said, I don't think it's designed. I think the fact that it's designed that way, I think it's designed to make us always like you said, the likes and all that. Like, who cares? Why do we have the likes? Why do we have to see them? You get what I'm trying to say?
Miss White, you going in a whole different direction. I will say this.
Yeah.
Someone said to me a few months ago that one of the worst things that happened to social media and our mobile devices was the front-facing camera.
Ooh.
If you notice, if scientists and anthropologists
take my
ever
glasses off on that.
if
Exactly.
they ever go back and do some research around the time where we see the full impact or the biggest onset of the impact of which you speak, it's
Right.
probably within a year of the time the camera, I think it, well, I drink
Yeah.
apple juice, but when that
Right.
FaceTime reverse camera, you know, and so it's so interesting that that's set up like that for us to center on ourselves. But you talk a lot about centering yourself in a manner that you are your best self.
Yeah.
That you are your authentic self.
You are. Yeah. Because, you know, now you got to think about it. You know, I was listening to 19 Keys from Earn Your Leisure. I don't know if you know
Yes,
that.
yes.
Yeah. So I'm really excited about the work that they're doing.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So I'm just like, you know, he was talking about, do we have any original ideas? We're all like clones of what we see.
Yeah.
Fashion, the stories, you get what I'm saying? So it's hard to be authentic in this world that we live today because, you know, and then with AI, you know, but you know, AI is a great tool.
It is.
Trust me, for business, but you know, it's just interesting what's gonna happen. I just woo, man, I don't. And then you say, how do we do it? You know, I mean, how do we escape this kind of matrix of, you know, I definitely know you got to have knowledge of self. And that's, you know, starting from the foundation of like, that's going to change who you are, how you operate. If you don't say this Chanel bag or this Gucci makes me who I am, it makes me, you know, I'm successful.
Demure. You're demure.
We got to stop all of that because they don't even like us, the people that are making the products, and they don't. So like we're trying to appeal to an audience that is like, you're already lost because they've got you spending, you know, 100 times the amount for something just because it makes you cool. So there's a lot of mental work we got to do, y'all. So y'all ready? Look, I'm ready. I told Derek, I'm ready.
But you were so ready because, you know, the talent and being able to riff and throw notes across the room and back again and they hit the snare and all that. That's wonderful.
Right.
But I can't come Wednesday because I have a prior commitment.
Okay.
But just listening to you today, like I've been listening to some of the stuff the last couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
And like now I almost, and hear my heart when I say this, I almost don't want to because now it's like my brain is like, I want to hear her sing that now because I know.
Uh-oh. What happened? Here he goes.
Okay, there we go.
There we go.
That ain't nothing but the devil.
And
that lets me know that I need to get ready to wrap up a little bit. But I will say this, Miss White. The cadence and how you present and taking everything you talked about, the mistakes and whatnot. Same thing with me. Folks see this wonderful Jimmy is from falling on my face.
Oh, heck yeah.
I said we can.
There's some work being done that's been done.
There's a lot of work that's being done. And I am so honored to be able to allow the folks that tuned in today to see you beyond, you know, a track, to see you beyond the stage and a concert. I know for some, this makes us appreciate you even more. Because when you get to remove the veil, I just got a text a few minutes ago and he said, bruh, he took her glasses off. That transparency and just, you know, pulling your hair down and allowing us to see who, with all due respect, Karyn is, was such a pleasure today. And I got folks in the comments now talking about, can you play the song just a little bit? I'll probably play it at the end, y'all, because Facebook and the bots they'll cut us off. But I want to make sure that folks know, Miss White, that they've experienced you here today. And Derek, please make sure I get either a link or the full flyer to the whole tour so we can put that out.
Okay.
But this Wednesday night in Boston, everyone, Karyn White is going to be at City Winery. And
having a good time. It ain't gonna be heavy, y'all. We ain't gonna be heavy all night.
We ain't gonna be
I
heavy.
like to have fun.
Yes, you can see that. You can definitely see that.
Yeah. It's gonna be So come on out. You go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't want to.
No, you're good. Listen, I told you this is your show, but I will say
come on out. And I want to say, Jimmy, that I'm on IG Live too. So y'all got to follow Jimmy. Tell us where we can follow you, Jimmy. My fans are on.
Java at Java with Jimmy. Java like coffee with Jimmy.
At Java with Jimmy. Okay, and one more thing, Jimmy. I want to give away some merch. I got some T-shirts.
Okay.
And this is for my IG people on live too. So this is my new Karyn White T-shirt. People have been loving this, and then I also have this is like a greatest hits with some new stuff on it. So how can we do this, Jimmy? You want to ask a question?
Yes, there are a couple of things. I did talk with Derek. He invited me, and thank you. What I asked was if it'd be okay if I could give away a ticket plus one. And
great. Okay.
I have a question for folks to see if they were paying attention. Earlier in the interview today, Miss White referred to the fact that she sang a song by an artist, and that artist sent her some flowers. Oh. The first person, I was paying attention. The first person in the comments that types, I'll say the first person that I see. Who was?
Woohoo! Teresa, go ahead, girl.
Wait a minute, Miss Teresa. I didn't even finish asking the question. Look. Well, we are definitely remembering the good brother Prince today. The purple one.
Yeah.
All right. So Miss Teresa.
We'll get her. You're gonna
have him get her.
Yeah, you have her get her
I'll
address.
Get her information. I'll connect with Derek. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Anybody on Okay, so nobody on IG. Okay. Well, we'll just deal with you. This is all about Jimmy. No, somebody's on here.
Yeah, somebody on there.
But
some people answered.
Oh, they did answer. Okay. Who answered? The first person. We'll get them too. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, listen, I do this in real time all the time. Trust me. First of all, if I could deviate for a minute, Miss White, can you just go like this across the camera?
Like this?
I've been seeing that thing pop up all during the interview, Jesus.
My Wonder Woman?
No, not your Wonder Woman. A little further up.
This ring.
Jesus Lord.
Silver ring. Yeah, this. Yeah, I love jewelry.
Yes,
yeah, jewelry is such a individuality. It shows your taste, don't you think?
Yes, I'm sorry. When I say yo, that means I've said it to bishops, to mayors, and whatnot. You put me in a passion place. You're just awesome.
Thank you.
That
makes me feel great. I'm trying to. That's beautiful. That's beautiful because that means that it wasn't all in vain. Like you said, that work, and I'm still doing that work. But I'm going through talking to my daughter now about doing the work. I'm like, girl, you got to do the work, baby. Mama can't save you. Look, this healing is an inside job.
Miss White, I know that you were probably ministering, singing last night, and getting you up in this morning for this interview. May be interesting, and so I want to be sensitive to your time.
All right,
we had rest, but please tell Brother Derek I will get in touch with him. I'll connect him with Miss Teresa. Miss Teresa, you're way out in Worcester, so you let me know if we'll figure something out.
Worcester is pretty far.
Worcester is about 45 minutes to an hour, but trust me.
Oh, that ain't nothing. Look, in Atlanta, we drive that just to go see
I know. But we in little old Massachusetts, and I'm the type if it's not look, wait a minute, hold on. We ain't got it. She said, I'm going. So, Miss Teresa, Derek will have your T-shirt for you and your CD and entrance to City Winery.
Right, but if you don't make it, just let Jimmy know so
know.
we can definitely honor our, I know things come up, sis. But yeah, I'm so excited to see you guys. And Jimmy, I'm going to start. So tell me, you're Monday through Friday, or what's your
Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern, now Eastern Daylight Time, but typically
I'm gonna start
Eastern
listening
time,
to you. So what time do you come on?
10 a.m.
Oh, 10. Okay, so 10
and I'm
a.m.
usually on for about 45 minutes.
Oh, good. Okay.
We cover COVID, mental, financial literacy. I mean,
like we could come back. I could come back and give we should talk about that, because I can tell you about how I built my real estate portfolio, financial literacy, and I love to share it. So that's a whole nother Karyn.
I think
I'll be putting her in categories. Like, we can come back and talk all about business. That'll be so fun.
Miss, what I would like to do is I would love it for the audience, but I'd like to connect you with Cover by Music, because I think those artists and whatnot, they would benefit from seeing someone who's been through it. You know what I mean? And come out on the other side shining.
Yeah, come out on the other side. And it's one thing. I do get a lot of numbers when I post, and I say, talking to all artists, do you have a 401k? Do you have a defined benefit plan? Did you know that you can take the money that you get from your concert, pay yourself a small salary, put majority towards your 401k, and you can play catch up? I mean, I get lots of likes when I talk about that. So
because people want it and need it. And obviously they trust you as an authority and someone who knows. You're not just coming out of school or coming out of I'm sorry, Derek, maybe I'm taking too long. You're not just coming out of Berkeley and just going into the business. You've been here. You know what I mean? And so that's why
so that would be so great. Yeah. So just let me know, even if you want to have us and some other people on and just kind of talking about it or whatever, but I'm down for it. And I can also talk about the movie, because we did it loosely based on my life, and we used college students from Morehouse. So in today's generation, so it was cool, because instead of me waiting for somebody to put me in a movie,
you created
ourselves. We created, and that's why I love you guys. Like, you guys are the stars to me. I am such a YouTube. I'm telling you, I watch my YouTube. I don't even. Well, look, this season I'm on my what is her name? Reasonable Doubt and Fright Night. But normally I'm YouTube. I'm on it. So I definitely love the platform, and I think you guys are the stars of today, and I'm honored to be on your show, because you got it out the mud, baby.
Miss White, don't mess with me, because I'll slip it. 4.5 years and didn't have no intent. This wasn't intended.
Wow, I know.
I went live the day the governor said stay home. Wow. Knew what was going to impact our community. Went live. My mother said, "Hey, is this going to be an everyday?" And I was going live for a few days.
Right.
And she said, "Will this be an everyday coffee hour?" I said I didn't plan on it. And at that time, we thought we were going to be in the house for like 2 weeks, 2 months. And here we are 4.5 years later.
And that was so healing for us, for them, for you. So like I said, that's why I'm trying to tell you, y'all, and then just having that consistency, doing it for love, and look at how God blessed you when you do things. That's what I'm telling people. Be waiting for money. Like, do what you love. The money will come, but you got to be smart, and be consistent. Like you said, people want to see you. Once you start hooking us, we need to see you there, right? We want to know. I can turn on Jimmy while I'm walking in a treadmill at the gym. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to definitely tune in. I love your energy. I love, your subject matters, and let's have some fun together. And I'm sure we'll be winding up doing something together.
Yeah, I'm going to connect with Derek, get him connected with Miss Teresa, and then connect Derek with Covered by Music as well, because they are really trying to change. I sat talking with them, and they're trying to change the industry from top to bottom. Artists, engineers, producers, lawyers, personal assistants, because I'll just say this and we'll wrap up. We see more now than ever that celebrities need people to insulate them sometimes from themselves.
Heck yeah. Save me from myself. No. That's my Derek Muhammad right here. We call him the alchemist. Yeah, he's
He what you
I'm
call it?
serious.
He definitely holds you down.
Yeah, no, he does. And just, with him coming, being from the nation and the training that they have,
Yep.
it's just been, and I'm not Muslim, but I love the teaching. And I was like, whoa, shoot,
And
I
they are
wish I
one of
would have
the
knew how to be a woman, have Muslim girl training. They teach them how to cook, how to talk, how to act, how to be a good wife. I'm like, we don't learn that in the church.
some you got the
Some churches
sunshine
do.
bands and some of the little girl groups. But what I will
Oh,
say
good.
is
That's good. That's good.
that is the brothers of the nation. If you had to off the top of your mind pick one entity that can get some brothers out either through coming from reentry or whatever, that's one of the groups that you can say they're holding it down.
Yeah,
You know what I
you
mean? And
see a
helpful. We
change.
got a group here that called 10,000 strong, and they go out and they walk
Hi.
and they claim peace, and they, so it definitely. I've always said that beyond religion, when we come to peace, when we come to equity, I don't care who you worship, as long as it ain't,
Yes.
I don't care who you worship or how you worship. We come together for peace. I'll take it to the Bible and we'll wrap up. Micah 6:8. Love justice. Love justice. Love. Don't think of yourself more highly than you should, and walk humbly.
Woo!
We do that. We'll be awesome.
What was that? What was that?
Micah 6:8.
Ooh, that's so
And look
opposite
at
of
it.
the entertainment industry. Everything you just said, like, shut it down. Don't think of yourself more highly. Like,
Miss White, you don't make me choke, Jesus. But no, and I would encourage you to look at it from an up-to-date version. The King James, is
yes, of course,
that,
I love that.
like the message version. It really, that's my vanguard scripture. You know what I mean?
I love it. Okay, I will.
Yes,
it was so great. So we'll definitely talk. You guys have a beautiful day today. And I hope that we've said something to inspire you to be the best version of yourself. Like I said, don't forget, I'm at the City Winery. Come on out on Wednesday in Boston. And I love you guys so much. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
The ticket information is in the comments. Miss White, we're going to let you go, and I'll pump the tickets once you get off of here. Derek, I'll be in touch, brother. Thank you, Miss. Thank you so much, Miss White. This was an honor.
Thank you. Deuces. We out.
I think I need a minute. I had no idea. I had absolutely no idea. All right. I think we're back. Are we back? Are we back? Let me know. I'm going to wrap up because this thing is getting on my nerves. Okay, we're back. Obviously, I know something happened because there go the phone. All right. Awesome interview. Humbled and honored. And thank all of you for letting me know that we're back and you can hear me. Thank God. Y'all pray, because I definitely need to upgrade and make sure. Imagine if that happened in the middle of the interview. Y'all know I would have been under this desk having a fit. So anyway, we'll talk about my own fundraiser. But listen, everyone. Spencer, thank you. Miss Teresa, thank you. Miss Teresa's going to the concert. Pastor, again, thank you. It was Veronica. Good to see you in the room. Or Michelle, rather. We don't call you Veronica. Good to see you in the room. Newt, thank you, brother. Newt was one of the people that was volunteering to come over and help me set up. Oh, ain't no more coffee. So I'm going to get off of here. Nariki, thank you. Spencer said he just bought 4 tickets. So Derek, if y'all are in the background watching, we on here selling tickets. Let me not move too much on this desk because I don't know if the wire went loose or whatever. But the tickets are highlighted in the comments. So you can go to City Winery and get your tickets and go support that good sister. See, this is what I'm talking about. I'm not even there. So support that business, support that sister. It is definitely dope. All right. I'm going to wrap up. Tomorrow morning, we're speaking with Danella Clark from the Boston Arts Academy Foundation briefly, and we will check in. And I think that is it for me today. And we will see you guys tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. So, all right. She's her own queen. Shout out to Spencer, the good brother I went to high school with, who's an actor, producer, or writer, or director, or a few things. Who moves in this industry as well. You're absolutely right. Ma, I'm going to get you a ticket and you can go with me and Angel. Oh, Jesus. Y'all getting Mama Gina to the concert. All right. Y'all work it out and y'all be careful. Miss Teresa, now you. All right, you're gonna pull Angel out and y'all going. That's dope. Today was definitely special. And thank all of you for being here with us today. For those of you that are tuning in for the first time on Instagram and also on Twitter, consider following us and also turn on the notifications so you know when we go live. Who knows, the next starter will be in the building. There is someone that I'm working on right now that this interview, all the stuff that y'all been talking about, national, whatnot. Oh, this is going to be the one. So we're just, Spencer got people on here buying tickets. Wait, Derek, if you're still watching on Instagram, I'll text him and let him know. We sold 6 tickets already. So shout out to Spencer and others that are buying tickets. Miss Teresa is going to get another one from Ma. And so they're going to the show on Wednesday. And thank all of you for being here with us today. I'm proud of the fact that we create spaces where people like Karyn White, Michelle Wu, Congresswoman Presley, Michael Blake, others that can come in the room and feel comfortable. And so, yes, that is it for me. I'm tired. So that means that was a good interview. It's 11:07. So for all you UCB members, and don't forget, we have the UCB talks coming up very soon. For all of you, Regina, hey, one of our former guests is in the room. Regina Renee, who is from Mindful and Melanated and doing the Black Woman Restored and Redefined Black Woman Conference. She was on last week. She's in the room today. And so, Regina, I know you enjoyed this interview. There was so many mental health implications and her evolving and process. Ooh, all right, I'm going to get off of here. Yes, strong Black woman redefined. I had it somewhere, and they're going to be restored there too. So, all right, I'm off of here. UCB, y'all already got 90 minutes today. And which ticket do I? So, Miss Teresa, I'm going to connect you with Derek, like in email. And what I'll do is I will ask Derek to just make it 3 tickets. Okay. Especially when I tell him that y'all are bringing my mother. So don't let. All right, Ma, I put in the ask. Misha, now listen, I can't be in these. Yeah, we can't. I already sent that text. I'm not. All right. I gotta go, everyone. We will see you. Spencer, send Misha inbox Spencer. And I don't know if y'all can sit together. Oh, he sent it his family. Okay. Those tickets are already done. Okay. Misha, you know these, and you just got to save them. Ask, and I already didn't ask for another one. So, that's it. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Love you, sister. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Thank all of you for being in today. Today was very special, and we'll be back tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. And I think that is it for us today. So have a great Monday, everybody. Before we go, since y'all already got 90 minutes, in the comments, put one word that describes your mental health today. Technically, it's Mental Health Monday. We haven't did it in a while. I need to bring Dr. Brandy back before the year's out to check in with her. Put one word in the comments that describes your mental health today, especially after watching Miss White and how transparent and authentic she was. All right? In the comments, and then we're out of here. Thanks, Uncle Thaddeus. Ooh, Miss Teresa. She said 3 words. I'm only human. Misha said fading. Empowered. Misha, don't fade. Ma said happy. I bet you are, Jesus. Okay. Tay, good morning, Tay. Good to see you in the room. Tay said rejuvenated. Sia said energized. Rashad said hopeful. Dr. Swaby, Trump Swaby, said replenished. Milagro said exhausted, but interview was awesome. Thank you. Hopefully you got some joy, a couple laughs out of there today. Sharon Cornelia said elevated. Misha said stressed. I know, but it gets better. Trust me. All right. Thank you for the check-in for our Mental Health Monday. We're going to wrap up, and we'll see you guys tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Have a great day, everybody. Peace.